All right, the New Orleans Pelicans are still a basketball team, so that's good. They're playing in the Western Conference, so that's tough. New Orleans is 2-7. They're 2-7, so you could say they're doing great. I wouldn't say that, but you can say that. You can say whatever you want to say. It's your opinion. If you think they're great, I think they're great, and I think you're great. But in reality, New Orleans is at the bottom of the entire Western Conference. And I just wonder what they're doing over there because they draft Jeremiah Fears, they draft Derek Queen, and they both look really good. Jeremiah Fears looks like a good young point guard. He kind of gets in the paint almost whenever he wants. He has a great ball handle and just great quickness and great change of pace. So I think Jeremiah Fears, I'm not going to project people out to be all stars, but I think he's going to be a solid, possibly starting level point guard at some point in these next few years in his career. And if not, I think he could be at least a good six man, a good guy to run the backup unit off the bench. So we'll see what happens with Jeremiah. Derek Queen looked really great. The Pelicans played the Spurs the other night. I was watching the game, and Derek Queen just a big old boy. He's really strong. He's good in the paint. He has decent post moves. He's strong enough to play NBA basketball and back guys down into the paint. And then the most impressive thing about Derek Queen when I was watching him, he was playing like an Alfred Şengün, Nikola Jokic, Domantas Sabonis type of player. Not to say he's as good as Jokic and Şengün because of course he isn't yet, but just his play style, his archetype. He was catching the ball at the free throw line, up at the top of the key. All the offense was kind of moving around Derek Queen on certain possessions, and he ended up with 8 assists. He had some really nice passes in the half court, so that was impressive. You still have Trey Murphy the third. Trey Murphy the third. There's no team in the NBA that doesn't want Trey Murphy the third. He's been in trade discussions pretty much all last year, so we'll see if they actually do end up trading him. He scored 41 points in the game against the Spurs just the other night. He was knocking down knocking down threes like crazy. He's knocking down every fucking shot he took out there. And then Trey Murphy the third is a solid defender as well, so he's a really good player to keep for New Orleans or a good trade asset. And then Herb Jones, same thing. There's no team in the NBA that doesn't want Herb Jones. He's not nearly as good as Trey Murphy on offense, but Trey Murphy is not nearly as good as Herb Jones on defense. And Herb Jones is maybe not elite, but he's like right there below elite. He's a very good perimeter defender. He plays the passing lanes very well. And he gives you a little bit of shooting. He does some good things on offense. Just a nice player to push the pace and kind of run up and down and get fast break points. Then he has a decent little offensive bag as well. So, you have Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. You still have Zion, who we're going to talk about in a moment. Draft Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen, and you're still fucking 2-7. You're at the bottom of the Western Conference again. We'll talk about Zion and his new sexy body in a second here, but if I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan, if you are one, let me know what you think. But the outside looking in, I'm just thinking, just blow this fucking thing up. We'll get to Zion right now. Why not? Can't talk about the Pelicans without talking about Zion Williamson, of course. Zion, first thing we're gonna say, he's about to miss his fourth game in a row. So, like I was saying, I'll get to his stats here in a second as well. But he's about to miss his fourth game in a row. Like we were saying before, Pelicans, they're 2-7, so they're about to play their 10th game tonight. Zion's going to miss that game. So out of the 10 possible games they could have played, Zion's going to have missed 4 of those games. So basically missed half the season, 10 games into the season, which is just on par. That's kind of what we expect from Zion. Sadly to say, but he misses a fuckload of games. Here we have them all right here. His rookie year, he only played 24 games. His second year, he played 61 games. Then he missed all of 2001, 2021, 22. I think it was a foot injury, if I'm not mistaken, but he misses all of that season. 22, 23, he only plays in 29 games again. I know he had some type of injury. I forgot exactly what it was. Then 2023, Zion plays 70 games, gets paid. He either got paid before that or right after that, but imagine that. He gets a big ass contract and then he plays 70 games. Then just last season he plays fucking 30 games. I can't even keep up with all the injuries Zion gets. It's always something with him though. And then this season, he's played 5 games. They're about to play their 10th game tonight, and again, he's going to miss that game. So he'll be 6-4, 6-4 as far as games that Zion has played. So I'm not wishing failure on him. Hopefully, he gets healthy again, and it'll be good to rock and roll and play out there. But back to Zion's sexy body, he comes into the season. He looks great. He looks like he's in really good shape, and we're all hoping. What I was thinking, I'm like, this is as good as Zion's looked since Duke, since he came into the NBA as a rookie. Zion said the same thing. He said, this is the best I felt since I was in college, and everyone's like, that's fucking badass. He not only looked good, he was moving just really quickly out there. He was getting up and down the court. He still kind of hunkers up and down the court. His hips always look tight, but I think that's just the way he moves. But on the season so far, for this season, our boy Zion, 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, 2 steals. See his splits. He's 66% from the free throw line. Another thing, Zion hasn't improved anything. Is that fair to say? I don't think he's improved anything very much in his game since he came into the NBA. I will say he's improved his ball handle a bit. He's improved his playmaking a little bit as well. I think he has better court vision. He's a better passer. And I think he's a better ball handler. But his shooting hasn't improved at all. He hasn't gotten his free throw shot better or developed a 3 ball. Again, he comes in 64% from the free throw line. His second season, he shoots 70%, then 71, 70, 65, and maybe he'll shoot 70% again this season, but he's obviously not working on his free throw. It's not getting any better. See, his 3 ball, has he even shot one this whole fucking season? I don't think he's even shot a 3 ball yet this season. Yeah, he hasn't even attempted a 3 ball. I guess that's fine. He's such a fucking beast inside and kind of get in the paint whenever he wants and be effective in the paint. He is shooting only 49% from the field this season. It's only in a 6-game sample size, so we can only take so much from it. But just looking at his previous seasons, if it's been 6 games, he hasn't taken 1 3. I have no reason to think he was working on his 3 ball, over the offseason. But that's enough bashing on Zion. I don't think Zion is a real franchise player. I don't think New Orleans is going to build around him and have him lead you to perennial playoff successes. I guess it just depends on how you define a franchise player. If you just want a fucking entertaining high flyer that's going to dunk the fuck out of the ball and sell a whole bunch of tickets and fill up the whatever center where the Pelicans play, then Zion is that. Some NBA teams, they're not trying to win a championship, to be honest. Their owner, all the NBA owners are cash cows as far as I'm concerned, but some of them actually care about winning championships and putting their team in a position to be successful. The Pelicans, I don't know who their owner is, to be honest with you, but they've been just a cesspool of an organization for as long as I can remember. The last time I remember them being decent was when Chris Paul played in New Orleans. It was Lob City with Tyson Chandler and Peja Stojakovic, but that was the least amount of a joke that I've ever seen the New Orleans Pelicans, be. That was the most serious I've ever seen their organization, I feel like, and that was fucking 2007. So, they give me no reason to believe that they're trying to win games or trying to build, a playoff contending team, let alone a championship team. So if I'm Zion, just depends on what he's looking for. If I'm Zion, I'm trying to get the fuck out of New Orleans and go to a different situation where I have a chance to compete for a championship. That's what I'm thinking if I'm Zion, but I don't think like Zion. I think Zion is content just living out his NBA life, making NBA money, enjoying the awesome lifestyle the NBA provides for you. And I don't think he's I don't think he's serious about his NBA career. I don't think he's serious about having playoff success or winning a championship. And that's fine. Not every single player that comes in the NBA has to be a Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Michael Jordan, just a psycho mentality. I just have to win at all costs, and all I care about is winning. Some guys come in the NBA, they just want to fucking dunk some balls, do some 360 windmills, enjoy the NBA lifestyle, make some good money, drag it out as long as they can and get out of there. And I can't hate on Zion for having that attitude. Maybe that's not his mindset, but from what I've seen, that really is Zion's attitude. He's never worked greatly on his game or gotten himself in shape to play, a full NBA season. One, two, three, four, five, six. We're in his seventh year now, and again, he's already missed 4 out of the 10 games he could have possibly played. So, back to the New Orleans Pelicans as an organization. If I'm the GM of the Pelicans, I'm thinking, let's just blow this shit up. At least if they're serious about winning a championship in their future. I'm trying to trade Zion as soon as I can and get some high draft picks or get a good player back for him. They're probably not going to be as good as Zion is because he is a superstar level player. I mean, just in 25-26, he averaged 25 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds. He was 57% from the field. So when Zion is healthy and he's taking the game serious, he's a fucking beast out there. He gets in the paint and finishes at like 55 to 60%, and he can give you about 24, 25 points on that type of efficiency. But like I was saying again, I don't think Zion is super serious about winning an NBA championship. He doesn't love basketball. He just loves what basketball provides for him and the type of lifestyle he's able to live based on his job being an NBA player. And again, that's fine. Not every player has to be a psycho about winning a championship. But if I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan, I'm a psycho about winning a championship. I want to see my fucking team in the playoffs. And if my franchise player Zion Williamson doesn't seem serious about making the playoffs or keeping himself healthy or being competitive, again, that's fine for Zion. But me as a New Orleans Pelicans fan, I want to trade this guy and get him out of here. I want to trade Trey Murphy the third. I want to trade Herb Jones. Those are great players, but I just want to get off of everybody and go into like a total rebuild. But like I was saying, from the GM standpoint, I think they're fine with just keeping Zion, keeping a solid team around, being like a play-in level team, and just selling tickets and just using the team as a cash cow because that's kind of all the Pelicans are. But what doesn't make any sense to me is y'all have Trey Murphy the third, y'all have Herb Jones, y'all drafted Queen, y'all drafted, just said his name before, the point guard they drafted, Jeremiah Fears as well. You have Zion, so you have a pretty solid team. You are in the Western Conference, but I would see the Pelicans with the level of talent they have as at least being like a 10 seed, at least making it into the play-in. But they look like they're not even going to get close to doing that this season either. So just confusing to me. Like where are the Pelicans as an organization? In my opinion, their goal is just to sell tickets, just to make money for the owner, and the general management and ownership is not serious about being successful in the playoffs at all. I don't think they're really trying to get off Zion because Zion is box office and he's going to help them sell tickets. And I don't think ownership or general management is serious about winning a championship or putting a playoff contending team around Zion. And I don't think Zion is serious about winning a championship, and I don't really think he cares, if the team loses a fuckload of games and just totally misses the playoffs. Maybe I'm wrong, but in the 7 years of Zion's career so far, and in my over 30 years of watching basketball and watching the New Orleans Hornets before they were the Pelicans and watching the New Orleans Pelicans, I've never seen this organization take things seriously and really try to put a championship contending team together, at least since Chris Paul was there. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you think about the Pelicans as an organization, what you think about Zion as well, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.